Hey, good morning. Whew. Well, it's Wednesday, New Year's Eve. It's the last day of 2025. Everybody getting their coffee, I hope. Ah. Still getting everybody waking up this morning. My little mic is working correctly. And it is. So welcome everybody. Got a few people here still trying to grab their coffee and get started here. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. Here it is, New Year's Eve, and thought we would play a little trivia today. Oh yeah, trivia day. And Desperati 5. Thank you for joining this morning. Good morning, everybody. Just waiting a few more minutes here. I was looking at the weather today. Let's see what the weather says. Jim, hey, how you doing? Broward Bark just joined. Hey, good morning, everybody. We are going to be playing trivia today. Joan Garcia, good morning. User 199 joined. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope you've got your coffee. Stretch. Wake up this morning. Here it is. It's New Year's Eve. Morning, God. Good morning. Morning. N55 for life. I like that. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Larry just joined. Good morning. Nice and cold where you're at. If you're new here, let me know where you're from. Don't forget to like, share, and follow so I can do the same at the end. Jay over here on YouTube. Good morning. Daryl Grimes just joined. Hey, how's it going, Daryl? Joshua, Bob. Oh my God. Illinois. Thank you. Amelia and Rusty just joined. Good morning. DeMarco. Hey, man, what's up? Jay's all the way from New York. Oh, man. I can't imagine the weather y'all are having up there. It's just brutal. Brutal. It was in the 30s this morning. But they're saying, I think it's supposed to get up to around 70 today. Oh, Boo Boo Drake, Alaska. Whew, that's some cold weather. Man. Everybody got their coffee. Oh, man. It is Wednesday, New Year's Eve. So it looks like, as a weather report, the Great Lakes and Midwest look like they're going to get another 1 to 3 feet more snow. Ikeys. Northeastern, colder than average. Flurries, light snow tonight. Chilly, blustery for New Year's Eve. So I'll tell you what, I bet when it's that cold, you definitely stay inside. Morning, Casey. How you doing? It's 2 6:52 a.m. right now in Alaska. How about that? I don't think Bobo Drake, I don't think we've had anybody from Alaska join us before. So thank you. You're the first. Appreciate it. What are my New Year's plans? Well, I think we are going, or I was informed we're going for pizza. I listened to a band a little bit, and I think they're going to do some fireworks. And I'll be in bed probably by 10:30. Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlanta, Atlantic area, light snow flurries, dry conditions, which I guess you can have snow and it could be considered dry. It's cold this morning, but I think it's going to be around 70 today. Looks like pretty much everybody has cold. California, they probably have the calmest weather in the U.S. right now. So the VIX came out yesterday. Chances are it's getting better. So that's great news. Wow. Good, Casey. Casey's horse, Chance, had an eye infection and that they've been having to treat with the vet. And it looks like it's finally starting to get better. Kim, Belton, Texas is going to be 66 today. Oh, man. Yeah, I was going round and round with TikTok last night and this morning on some of their stuff. They amazed me, some of the questions they ask you. About stuff that they sell on their websites. Pretty nice in Arizona. They aren't letting people in. That's funny. Hey, Ed, good morning. Good morning. Jersey Joe, good morning. Hey, Jersey, how's it going? I have to just, for some reason, I don't know how I stumbled across this word last night. Let me see if I can copy it. I'm going to share it with everybody on TikTok and tell me, and this is a word and it does mean something, but let me know if you think you could pronounce that. Check that out. Let me see. What's this? Can I guess not. All my TikTokers, you think you could pronounce that word? It's really funny. Angry. Okay. Danielle Phillips, hey, how's it going? The flu is going around Indiana. It's really bad. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday, that they were reporting that it's a super flu for some reason, and that the flu season is definitely bad. Silfon, Happy New Year's. How you doing? Happy New Year to everybody. I mean, be safe tonight if you're going to some type of gathering or celebrating. Why is it called Dave's Shop? Okay. It's called Dave's Shop because it's my shop, and that happens just to be the name that we came up with back in 2019. Working on improving the marketing on that. I understand the confusion sometimes. Sometimes people think it's, they have the same question you do. What kind of shop is it? It's just my shop where I do projects, some woodworking stuff, keep all my tools, tool reviews. but I'm expanding on that, and you know, posting and doing lives and doing other stuff. That's why I don't know. I mean, you may have noticed that it says Morning Coffee Talk Live with Dave, and I'm Dave now, and that's because I have a marketing firm that's kind of taking me through some steps to associate Dave's shop with me and not some other Dave. There are a lot of Dave shop, so yeah, it's kind of common, but my name's common too, so there you go. Answers that question. I hope that answered that for you. Dylan, thank you for the follow, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining us. We're going to do trivia here in a minute. Real quick, does anybody have any plans tonight besides, like I said, I think we're going to eat some pizza and I guess see some fireworks. Our problem is we have 4 dogs and they just do not like fireworks. So twice a year, they don't have a rough night. So we have to medicate them, and that helps some. However, we live in the city limits, and it's against the law to do fireworks in the city limits, but people have a tendency to just ignore it. And there's so many people that ignore that ordinance that the police just can't get to everybody. And I don't even think they try most of the time, but no plans, love nights at home. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that, Kim. Staying in tonight, that's probably a safe thing. And that's usually what I do too. We usually stay at home, but I think we're going to go early. I was just informed late last night of what we were doing. So today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is New Year's Day. We'll probably watch When Harry Met Sally. That's a good. Yeah, that is a good movie. I agree. My dogs and horses don't like fireworks. Yeah, I didn't know if fireworks affected the horses like they do dogs. Dogs just, for the most part, do not like any of that kind of stuff. Remember that one time at band camp? Deborah, that's too funny. Oh man, Juan, Raiden. All right. Like I said, if you're new here, let me know where you're from. Make sure you like, share, and follow. If you want to join the fan club, send me the little heart me emoji. I think it's a 1-point emoji. And that automatically adds you to that fan club list there. Make sure you know how to tap on the screen for likes. Hit the share button, because, you know, that's what we're trying to do, get this out. But anyway, so let me... nobody could pronounce that word. And I just was going to tell you what that word means. When like I said, I just stumbled across it and tried to learn how to pronounce it, and then realized if I couldn't pronounce it, probably nobody could. Where did I see what that meant? Oh, here we go. What is the fear of long words called? And what I posted there, that's an actual diagnosis, I guess. And they break it down in the pronunciation. So if y'all want to get a quick laugh, it's hippopot, omon, strausus, quippedia, lifo by something, phobia, some kind of phobia. Anyway, there you go. Mason Brandon, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I'll check yours out as soon as the live is over. All right, so let's move on. We got a lot of questions this morning. Some of them are kind of easy, I guess. Let me get my let me get my list out here so I can see what the score is at the end. Mike boy, how's it going? Oh, thank you for joining here on New Hampshire. Wow, you definitely know what the cold weather is like. Man, the weather up there is crazy. Patrick Dickey Sr. just joined. Good morning. Morning, everybody. Okay, so let's do, let me get to the top of the list here because I have quite a few. All right, so here is the first trivia question of the day. What is the smallest planet in our solar system? What's the smallest planet in our solar system? Put your answer down in the comments. Anybody? All right. I know everybody's not awake yet. That's okay. But Ed has jumped on the bandwagon. Stanley Morris, Pluto, you're close, but it's actually Mercury. Mercury is the smallest planet. And there you go. Ed's on the board. Okay, next question. Which fruit is known as the king of fruits and famous for its strong smell? So, which fruit is known as the king of fruits and famous for its strong smell? Rabbit Lady got it right. Thank you for joining us, Rabbit Lady. If you're over here on YouTube and your first time in, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments. Thank you. Thank you. Duran. Dang. So it's Rabbit Lady got it right. I've never even heard of it. Duran. What is anybody familiar with that besides Rabbit Lady? Obviously, Duran. And then she says yuck, so I'm guessing it's, I don't know what kind of fruit or where it's at. I'll have to do a research there. Okay, moving on from these fruits that we don't know. Jim Shanks, how's it going? Here we go. In what year did the Titanic sink? In what year did the Titanic sink? Me and the wife talking about turning 2 bathrooms into 1 big bathroom. Well, that can be a plus and a minus. I like having Casey, I like having a bigger bathroom, that's for sure. But then, you know, there's certain times that you need to kind of have a little privacy too still. Kim says, yeah, hang on, Kim, I'll tell you if you're right. What year did the Titanic sink? CG 901 joined. Good morning. Okay, so the answer is 1912. Rabbit Lady and Kim both got that right. 1912. Betty just joined. Hey, Betty. Good morning, everybody. Okay, next question. What's the only mammal capable of true flight? What's the only mammal capable of true flight? Oh my God. Yay. I'm guessing pineapple. I don't know. Yeah. Excuse me. Rico. Uh-oh. We got a new player. Okay, we had several people get that answer right. You are correct. It's bats. Bats. Rabbit lady, Rico, Ed. Casey said flying fish. I like that. That's probably what I would have said too, Casey. Okay, this is a really easy one. This is Sand 4040 over here on YouTube. What is a knee? Yeah. Yeah, that ain't even funny, man. Come on. Anyway, here's a super easy one. Which country is the home of the kangaroo? Yeah, I didn't, Rico. Thanks, man. I had to see what the goober was doing. Got him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a pretty easy one. Casey, perfect. Ed, yeah. Kim, Rabbit Lady. Yeah, it is Australia. Australia. Ed, Casey. I just want to make sure I get everybody. Okay. Okay, here's one that might be a little more difficult. JW760, all the way from Canada, where it's nice and cold, guaranteed. Just joined us over here on YouTube. Thank you for joining us this morning. Appreciate it. Oh, he says it's 0. That's cold. Okay, so next question. What's the chemical symbol for gold? What's the chemical symbol for gold? Oh, God said Russia. So if you took chemistry, or if you remember chemistry in high school, you probably know this. Schmo 1211, hey man, welcome back. You are correct. BD, you're correct. Boop. All right. Anybody on TikTok know that answer? What is the symbol for gold? The chemical symbol. Okay. Rosemary Irwin joined. Hey, Rosemary, how's it going? So the answer, there's 3 people. Bop got it right. It's AU, Schmo 1211 got it right, and Rabbit Lady. All of them. Schmo. Everybody got that one right. That was a good one. I didn't know that one either. I hated chemistry in high school. Did anybody like chemistry while they were in high school? Ugh, not me. I always said I wanted to be a doctor. I just couldn't get past the science part. Ta-da, ta-da. I'll be here all week. Okay. Here's a good one. Y'all probably all know this. And cars. We got the frost on the ground. Michael just joined over here on TikTok. Who painted the Mona Lisa? Anybody know that? Who painted the Mona Lisa? Rabbit Ladies in Ontario, Canada. I have a friend that lives in Sarnia. There's Ed. Jace. Hey, Jace. You are correct. Bob. Yep. Correct. I like the cold. Smo likes the cold. You know, so living in Texas where it's usually hotter than hell, and if you don't like the weather here, you just wait a minute, it'll change. I could see, I mean, I like some cold weather. I can't imagine though, you know, where there's feet of snow or ice and it's months long. You know, maybe you get used to that weather. I don't know. Okay, yeah. So we did have a few people answer that correct. It's Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. Okay, back to the science questions. What's the largest organ in the human body? What's the largest organ in the human body? It's definitely not our brains, because people do stupid stuff all the time. So that couldn't be the answer. Man, we got some smart cookies on here. Look at all the people that answered that correctly. Bill Madman, thanks for joining this morning. Good morning, everybody. Anthony Joseph joined. Good morning. Some of your messages are being held for review. I like it when I see that. That cracks me up. That means you said something inappropriate and YouTube's blocking it. Okay. Several people got that correct. Oh, like I said, y'all a bunch of smart cookies this morning. Okay, this is an easy one. Y'all will get this one super easy. Which planet's known as the red planet? Which planet is known as the red planet? Oh, we don't count off for spelling here, Bill. Especially like, if you're on your mobile device, I don't know about y'all. Do you use your thumbs, or do you do the, or even now, some people do, like the little speaker. But I tried that speaker deal, like for sending text, and, and then not pay attention, and it changes what you said. And then a few minutes later, you'll get a phone call from your wife that says, "Why are you talking to me like that?" Or "That was weird. What do you mean by that?" You ever had that happen to you? That's why I don't ever use the speaker feature anymore. I tell people all the time, they're like, "Why don't you text me?" I don't want to text you because the letters, and it takes me forever. And so I just call you like normal people do. But, a lot of people don't answer their phones anymore. They don't answer their phones. They don't have their voicemail set up. It drives me nuts. And then they tell you to leave them a message. And what they mean is they want you to send them a text. Mars is the correct answer for Ed. And oh, y'all are too funny, Uranus. Uranium. Dixon Mayes. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, now we're going to do a little geography. What's the capital of Japan? What's the capital of Japan? Does anybody know that? Ha! How about you use this voice to text? It's horrible. Rabbit Lady knows exactly what I'm talking about. T-Dorg, Tokyo. All right, all the way from Tokyo? Tokyo. God, y'all are some smart cookies. That's correct. Tokyo is the correct answer for the capital of Japan. Okay, now we're getting into music. And hopefully, so just so everybody knows, as a quick reminder here, real quick, take a break, because I don't want to overload anybody's brains first thing this morning, being early like it is. Bob the Ghost just joined. Hey, man, what's up? Next week, starting Monday, January the 5th, Morning Coffee Talk will start at 6 a.m. instead of 5:45. 6 a.m. And I'll make a short video reminder and send it out that we are going to start the show at 6 a.m. starting next Monday, January the 5th in 2026. That's what we'll be doing. Okay. And here's a music question. How many keys are on the standard piano? Maybe if you don't play the piano, you might not know this answer. But how many keys are on the standard piano? I didn't know this. Mason, that's a good guess, but you're a few short. Yeah, yeah. Y'all know that, like, if I'm gouging you or or picking on you or anything like that, that's me, my way of thanking you for being engaged, because without your engagement, there is no live. So I'm telling you, I really appreciate everything that everybody puts. Yep, no idea. Schmo 1211 didn't know. I'm surprised. You're a pretty smart cookie. Day Spray 777 just joined over here on YouTube. Hey man, how's it going? If you're first time here, let us know where you're from. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You are correct, Ed. I can't remember. Ed, do you play the piano? I know you sing. Ed's multi-talented. He leads a church. He sings. He does radio. Yeah. Nope. It does not play the piano. There are 88 keys on the standard piano. I wouldn't have known that either. That was kind of a hard one. Ed's a unicorn. Ed's a smart cookie is what Ed is. If y'all aren't following Ed, go check him out. He's on YouTube too. And he does a podcast. It's on Spotify and Apple Music. Just go search Ed Blonsky, and the name of the podcast is Reflection. If you like podcasts, that's a good one to watch. He's on season 5, and so you can go back and watch some of the others. I'm still not caught up, but I continue. Maybe I'll get caught up before season 6 starts. Just leaned into enough piano to read music notes. Okay. Yeah, I had a friend when I was in elementary school, and his mother taught piano. And I learned how to play a few things, simple stuff. But her son ended up being, he played piano in a band and did some music stuff. And then I kind of lost track because, 30, 40, 50 years later, when you hadn't seen him, I don't know. The last I heard, he was somewhere in the Midwest, and he was playing music to make a living at it. So he was pretty good. So Ed's let me know that Reflection, the podcast, the 6th season will probably start sometime in the spring, around March. Schmo, I love to visit Australia. Awesome wildlife, even the plants. Oh, you did. Never been to Australia. I had some friends that moved there for work and lived there, and he raised his family there till just maybe a year or so ago. They moved back to Houston, Texas. But yeah, we missed them when they were over there because we didn't get to see them, but maybe once a year they would come back to the States. He was a chemical engineer and worked for an oil company that had him over there. But yeah, a lot of pictures, and I would definitely like to go to Australia at least once in my lifetime, maybe. Put it on my bucket list. All right, back to the questions. Which animal is the tallest in the world? This is so easy. And no, it's not the orangutan. Chris Duano from Texas. Hey, Chris, how's it going, buddy? Don't forget, I hope you're a Longhorns fan, because the Longhorns play in the Citrus Bowl today at 2:00. So since today is the day before my last day where I currently work, I told them I got to be off by 1 and home to watch the game that starts at 2 p.m. Central Time. So I'm going to watch Texas play. We'll see how they fare against. And who are they playing? Michigan. I'm glad they're playing in a part of the country where the weather's not so bad. Giraffe. Yep. Rabbit lady. Yep. Mason, yes, that's correct. Little bro is a DJ for long. Oh, how about that, Chris? Your brother is a DJ for the Longhorn games? Man, that's cool. That's cool. So my claim to fame, one, I'm a fan, but I have a signed autographed football from Mac Brown the year that Texas won a national championship. UT. Yeah, well, I mean, they've had a lot of players that, you know, are leaving the team and doing different things. I think they had a decent year. Nothing I would write home about, but they didn't embarrass themselves too bad. I would like to see them play it a little better. Giraffe, Mason, you are correct. Mason is correct. Kendra just joined. Hey, Kendra. Okay, so next question. Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet? Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet? Anybody? So, Chris, all I can say is hook 'em, buddy. Chris, if you stay on before the show ends, I'll show you a LED sign that I have on my wall behind me. Bill Shakespeare. You are right. Shakespeare, Ed, is the person who wrote Romeo and Juliet. That is correct. I'm skipping over some of these questions because they are so easy. Okay, here we go. Here's a little Greek mythology. I'm sure that all of you love this part. Hey, Travis Allen, what's up, buddy? In high school, Greek mythology. Who is the god of the sea? Who is the god of the sea in Greek mythology? Shakespeare. You're so funny. Yep, I knew Ed would get it right. Schmo, no. Close, but no. John. Jessica, hey girl. Good to see you back. Happy New Year's Eve. It is Poseidon. Ed got that one right. Poseidon. Neptune's a good answer, though, but it's the wrong one. Lunar Nirvana Strike 49. Do you collect Hot Wheels? No, I don't. I like Hot Wheels. I did when I was a kid, but no. Well, off to bed. Just got off midnights. Oh, man. Rabbit Lady. Happy New Year to you. I understand. Come back and see us. We're going to be, like I said, you heard the thing. We do it Monday through Friday, starting at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're on the way home or, stop by, don't forget to join the live again. Thank you for joining and participating today. I really appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed, maybe consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you get notified when we go live. Thank you. Have a good night's sleep. Happy New Year to you. It was fun having you on. Thanks. Rabbit Lady just got off the midnight shift, and it was time for her to hit the sack and go to bed, get some rest. But she's wishing everybody a happy New Year, safe New Year. Mythology, fantasy, folklore, the class in high school that birthed a love of literature for me. I don't recall, of course. Yeah, I don't recall some of that stuff. Okay, here's an easy one. What's currency called in the United Kingdom? What is currency called in the United Kingdom? It's the thinking. Brian Callahan 49, what's up? You not 86 just joined. Hey man, what's up? Mo and God, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you, buddy. Pounds. You are correct. Bop is correct. Ospit. Thank you for joining. I can't read. I'm guessing somewhere in the Middle East you're joining from, but I don't know. Rabbit. Everyone drink responsibly. No drinking and driving nightly. Thank you, Rabbit Lady. Yeah, where's Chris this morning? I wonder if he's having to work tonight. You know, a lot of law enforcement on New Year's Eve. Unfortunately, they're out trying to protect us and keep the drunk drivers off. So yeah, if you do go to a party tonight, definitely drink and be responsible. If you drink, be responsible. Get a ride, call a Uber, or just have one and be done. Hazel Fish taught it. My favorite teacher. That's pretty cool. So here's a quick question for everybody. Does anybody remember or have a favorite teacher that they remember the teacher's name? And Ed, apparently Hazel Fish was someone who taught in the English department where he went to school, and he said one of his favorite, do donuts on the highways. Yeah, right. And I remember my third grade teacher. Her name was Miss Williams, and she was a kind soul. And I think the reason that I remember her is she was the first teacher I had in elementary school that didn't try to make me learn how to write with my right hand because I am left-handed. And back then, they didn't, they tried to teach kids if you were left-handed, they tried to teach you to write right-handed for some reason. Not sure why. Mason Brandon joined again. Thank you. Schmo. Oh, yeah. Mr. Nemec. Physics teacher. He suffered no fools. I like that. Don't have a favorite, but one of them I had later was PF. Yeah, right. That's pretty funny. I'm a lefty-handed, had to deal with that too. Yeah, being left-handed. So I've looked up some scenarios about being left-handed, and it's really like out of my entire family, and I've even gone back in some history and asked when my parents were alive if there were anyone else that was left-handed, but not in my family anyway. That's really good, Ed, that, and I think that teachers can play a huge role in kids' lives and really shape them. Some of them may not think so, and maybe when we're a kid, we don't always, let them know that type of stuff. But I think everybody has a special teacher, mostly that have gone to school. Mason's left-handed, all right. And when I say left-handed, I'm predominantly left-handed, but there are things I can do, and I do, like playing sports. I bat right-handed. I throw the ball right-handed. So yeah. How about that? Some of these questions. Oh, can y'all tell me what country the pizza was invented? What country invented the pizza? Thank you for sharing the live, Ed. I appreciate it. Angela 96 joined. Hey, girl, what's up? Yeah. Out. Right to the left. Throw the left. Bat right. Shoot right. Left-footed. Oh, there you go. It's funny how, because a lot of people that maybe even right-handed people. Some right-handed people I know, they can't do anything with their left hand to speak of, but a lot of left-handed people are somewhat ambidextrous and can use their right hand for different things and do. Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Which Disney movie features the song Let It Go? Which Disney movie features the song Let It Go? But here in Chicago, we have the best pizza. Yeah, I've heard that. People in Chicago always tell me that the pizza there is the best. Is it the best because it's pan pizza, Ed? Or what I've been told is it's the best because of the water. But I heard this in New York. It's the water that they use to make the dough. Am I right or no? Mason, thanks for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Chris West just joined. Deep dish. Okay, Schmo says deep dish. I like deep dish, providing it's cooked correctly. Mason's from Illinois too. All right. We have a lot of people from Illinois because it's Chicago. That's all I know. So I like deep dish pizza. Okay, I try to stay away from deep dish because the carbs and I really like pizza. I could eat pizza probably at least once a week, but I have to steer away from it because, man, I can eat pizza, and I like pizza, so that makes it worse. So I try to get the thin crust. But some places they don't make very good. I want the crust thin, but I kind of I don't want it floppy either. I want it crispy. So some people do have good thin pizza, and other do not. I'm a pizza friend. Spo says he likes some pizza too. Yeah. Pop, come on, man. All right. So I got some different questions that I wanted to ask today too. So everybody get ready. So this is not a one answer for everybody. Everybody's answers might be are probably going to be different. So in the comments, let me know what's the one thing from 2025 you're leaving behind forever, no looking back. So what one thing this year are you leaving behind? And anybody? Come on. What one thing are you leaving behind? Aaron Robles, Jesus loves you. Thank you. I know he does. Jessica, understand. My left hand and my favorite website. Yeah. Nothing. Aaron Robles says he's not going to leave anything behind. Jaden just joined. Hey, Jaden, what's up? I know that's kind of a deep question. What's one thing from 2025 you're leaving behind forever? I'd say cancer. I didn't have it, but my daughter did. So that's if I was going to leave something behind permanently, whether it was me or anybody else, I'd say cancer. It's nasty. That is what I would say. Some people said their ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. Well, I can understand that. Gia 2516 says work. Well, I'm leaving some work, not to my choice, but it is what it is. Tomorrow I'll start losing another 28 to 30 pounds. So this year I've lost between 50 and 60 pounds, and I would like to lose another 20, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of just at a plateau here lately. And of course, the holidays never help you. But since Friday will be my last official day at work, unless something changes, or at least where I'm working now, I'm going to have a little more time. So, maybe my New Year's, I always hate to set what I'm, something for New Year's. But I think, one of it is I'm going to spend a little more time on maybe getting a little more exercise. I'm going to follow Ed's lead. I don't mind walking, but it's not my most favorite thing. And Ed, tell us, what day are you on? Because I know it's getting close. It's 364 today. So Ed has been on a quest this whole last year. He's been on a walk every single day. His goal was to go 365 days to take a walk and take a picture. And if you haven't seen it on TikTok or YouTube, go check it out. Give him a follow, because I want to tell you that anybody, and it doesn't matter what goal you set for yourself, but if you can make yourself do one thing for 365 days, it probably is going to become a habit, more than likely. And so, yeah, for me, I want to, today is 365. Celebrate. Today is 365 days. Make sure without fail, if you're on this lives, that you go and you follow and congratulate Ed today. 365 days. He has not missed one day of going on a walk and taking a picture. Now, sometimes the weather's been, not really cooperative, but hey, everybody, make sure y'all give Ed the recognition, because I'm telling you that it may sound really easy, but just think about all the things that you go through in a year, and it could be distracting and keep you from doing something like that. Just saying. So I do have a goal for 2026. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's not too big and that I can do it. One, of course, I want to spend a little more time staying healthy, because you realize that when you get my age and Ed's age is, probably one of the biggest things that you need to have in your arsenal when you want to retire is your health. Because if you don't have good health, you could have all the money in the world and it really wouldn't matter. So your health is probably number one. And, having money and being able to support yourself is number two. The only day I didn't really walk was the day you had hernia surgery. Well, yeah, that would be a good excuse. But anyway, yeah. So if y'all see Ed on YouTube, go follow him, Ed Blonsky. Go check out his podcast. Give him a follow and share his videos on TikTok as a celebration of 365 days. Take a walk, take a picture. And Ed lost some weight while he was doing that. I'm not sure. So the last Bible study last Thursday, I was like, Ed, dude, you're looking sleek. So I don't know total how many pounds he's lost, but he's looking good. And because I've seen some older pictures of him, and he did good. So that walking helped his health, lowered his weight, and what an accomplishment. So yeah. Was it stationary bikes and green teas? Angel, smoking a brisket with some jalapeno. Oh my God, man! My two favorites: jalapeno sausage and smoked brisket. You must be from Texas. You got to be from Texas. I don't know. You didn't say. Did I miss something? No. Okay. Let me know if you're from Texas. Don't forget to like, share, and follow, and do all that fun stuff. 28 pounds Ed's down. That's phenomenal. That's great. So yeah, so my goal, well, should I tell you? Yeah, I guess I should go ahead and tell you, since we're not going to meet the rest of the week. We're going to take the rest of the week off, enjoy the holiday, spend some time with the family, and then, start this all over on January the 5th at 6 a.m. So my goal is, one of the things that my stepmother gave me for Christmas is a daily devotional for men. And so that's my goal for 2026, is to read to go through that whole book, that daily devotional every day for the next year. And, if I had another goal, it would be to stay healthy. So I don't want any of the flu that's going around. I don't want to ever have COVID again. That's terrible. And I just want to be healthy. I want to be retired. I want to do stuff I like to do. I don't want to just totally retire. I'm not going to retire to the couch. I've got lots of stuff to do. And to do all of the things I want to do, I need to stay healthy. So I would tell everybody, man, do something. Every year, it's funny, if you've ever been a part of a gym, January, the gyms are just like packed. I mean, you can't even hardly get the door. They're so busy. And then February rolls along, and about half of those people stop coming. But it's still busy, right? And then March gets here, and I mean, it's like a ghost town. And I've seen that several years in a row. I don't belong to a gym right now, but I have belonged to gyms before and gone a lot and seen that process. And so if you've ever been a part of a gym where you went on a regular basis, you've probably seen that too. Today I just finished reading through. Wow, the Bible cover to cover. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. Well, I'm going to start with the baby steps and see if I can get through just doing a daily devotional. I think that's going to help me. I hate to say that, I'm 66 and I've never read the Bible cover to cover. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people do, but I haven't. And I'll admit to that. So I'm trying to do better there. Okay, so moving on, I have another New Year's Eve question. What's your boldest prediction for 2026? What do you think? Think something crazy is going to happen? I've heard all kinds of stuff about 2026. $17.org. Let me write that down, Ed. What's up, Demal 50? Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for joining us this morning. So here's the question I have. What's your boldest prediction for 2026? Does anybody think something's crazy going to happen? Sorry. I like that. Bop does mental setups. I've done some of those too. Armageddon in 2026. No, I'm hoping that's hard to say. I've had an impending sense of doom for the last decade. Yeah, I hear that sometimes. I mean, well, the dollar's going to drop even more. The dollar's going to drop even more. Yeah, I agree with you, Ed. It's so just if anyone else doesn't know, that 2026 will be the 250th anniversary of America. So I don't know. Rapture, then Armageddon. I don't know. I hope that that's not the case, but there are a lot of crazy things happening. That's for sure. Drop here. So here's my next question. Maybe something that's Dave, curious your take on Trump renaming the Kennedy Center. Uh, I I don't really have anything on. We always get back to politics from time to time. Um, I voted for Trump, but I don't agree with everything he does. And here lately, I'm just telling you, I think politics, both parties, and the media are just trying to keep us distracted so they can do what they want to do. There's so many things that I think could be improved. Um, yeah, that's true, Ed. We can't say that Jesus won't come back this year in 2026, but because we don't know. I mean, we can look for signs and of things happening, but we don't know exactly when he will return. As far as like putting a date and a day and a time and that type of stuff. Yeah, I agree, Smo. A lot of times it's a big dog and pony show, and that's exactly what I feel like. I've just tried to here lately, just tried to stop uh, listening to it. It's so negative, both sides. They're like little kids fighting in the front yard. I just, yeah, sorry. I, I've just kind of had my belly full of it, and for me, we've had a lot of that too in our local government, and it's just, I mean, I did a video not long ago, and I think I posted it. I don't know if I posted it on YouTube, but I posted it on TikTok, and I held up a sign. Here, I'm gonna show you real quick. Where's that sign? All right, I'm gonna move the phone. Don't drop me. You see that right there? Bring back common sense. That's my political view. Bring back some common sense to politics, to everything. Common sense fixes so many things. Strictly my opinion. So there's where we are there. Yeah, you're right, Ed. Every president changes something. That's the other thing. And, every president has its own, I want to do this, I want to do that. I think if they spent more time focusing on what really matters to the voters and the general public, and not all this fluff and other stuff that really doesn't matter at all. I mean, you can call it whatever you want to call it. To me, it's just a distraction and a waste of time. 38, you've been over 10 phones. Yeah, I agree. Almost seems designed to keep people divided. I agree. A lot of times I think it is something that's designed to keep people divided. I agree. Here's for you. When's New Year's for you? That would be tonight. Well, New Year's Day is tomorrow, so this is New Year's Eve. So at 12:01, we will start a new year. Anyway, so for 2026, we have a lot of, I always like to look on the bright side, not the, I hate the negative. I want 2026 to be a good year. I want good things for everybody. I want you to be successful, prosperous. You know, if I had one wish for the new year, would be that everybody would be kind to each other. The government would get their head out of their hiney, and just everybody have a good year, and stop being so ugly to everybody. So tell me this: what is your favorite snack on New Year's Eve? What do you like? Do you have a favorite snack? And everybody has probably has a favorite beverage. Like some people like to have wine. Some people like to have a cold beer. Some people maybe some champagne. if I have anything, I might have one cold beer, but I don't really like champagne. Wine's okay, some, but really I try to just stay away from it, mainly because it's really good if you're trying to stay thin and for your health too. From what I keep reading, launch anything on Mount McKinley. There you go. Beth joined. Hey Beth, how's it going? Comic-Con, yeah. Yep. Fireworks, beer, yep, water. My favorite snack. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. My dog. Yeah. Two fat steaks. Oh, I like steak. Happy New Year. What do you think about rotary engines? Well, I'll tell you what, I had a Mazda pickup that had that rotary engine in it, and I'm gonna tell you, that little truck was probably one of the best vehicles I ever owned. Um, I wished I was so uh, irritated when Mazda stopped making their little trucks and them being sold in the United States, and then I think they sold it to Ford, and Ford just ruined it, my opinion. But the original Mazda pickups, dude, those things were built well. They didn't. I bought. I can't remember what year it was. Probably in the 80s. Mm, yeah, probably early 80s, like 83, 84. I bought a brand spanking new Mazda pickup from Mazda in Austin, Texas. Tax title license under $4,000. Excuse me, under $5,000. It was $4,000 and something. Now, granted, it was their base model, so it was, standard shift, which I didn't care. I know how to drive a standard. And man, I drove the dog out of that truck. And here's the part that was kind of, I guess, good and bad. I'd had that truck 3 or 4 months and was driving, and it was about I'd been out. At the time I was throwing the newspaper, which I know people don't do that anymore, but back then having a paper route was pretty common. A lot of people did it as a side gig, and that was my side gig. And I'd been out throwing my paper route, and a storm rolled up, and we had softball size hail, and there was not a place on that truck that did not have a dent. It knocked the side mirrors off, shattered the windshield, and I couldn't do anything but sit there. There was no cover anywhere to get under where I was at. And the hail damage was so bad that they totaled the truck, paid me what I'd paid for it, probably a little more than I paid for it. And I was able to buy the salvage rights back from them for $500. And I drove that truck 100,000 miles more. When I sold that truck, it still had all the dents on it because I never got those fixed. But I don't know. I think I sold it for $800 or something. It had like 150,000 miles, and that guy drove it forever. That bought it drove it forever and a day. So that's my experience with rotary engines and Mazda pickups. Has anybody else on the live ever had or driven one of the old Mazda pickups? It was a small pickup. DDD just joined. Hey, man. I mean, why should anything be named after generals who profited off of slaves? Wow. Y'all are getting deep over there. TikTok. We know what they're confident. Yeah. Yeah. I love rotary, brother. Yeah. Yeah. I drive a Ford. I mean, I don't know. I've driven Chevy and Ford. I've always driven a truck. I've owned the only foreign trucks I've ever owned were I owned Mazdas. I had a couple of those. And I'll tell you who else made a really good little pickup, and that was Isuzu. I had an Isuzu pickup that I drove well over 100,000 miles, and it was a real base model, stick shift in the floor, but it was a good little truck. And then I sold it to my dad, father-in-law. He drove it for 3 or 4 months and lived out in the hill country, and he hit a deer, and the insurance company totaled it. And why should yeah. You drive a Subaru Brat? Yeah, those have been around. I've owned a couple of Subarus, never a Brat, but I've owned a couple of Subarus in my lifetime. Those. I guess they're still good cars. They're so expensive. Anymore though, I mean, let's face it, they're all expensive. I hate buying cars. I'm one of those that I usually keep my car at least 15 years, but I don't drive. I probably only put maybe 8,000 miles a year on my vehicle that I drive. So if you're one of those people that put 30,000 miles a year on your vehicle, you're going to be spending a lot of money on vehicles. I hate buying them. I hate going to the dealerships and having to deal with them. I wish they'd go back to making them just simple. No carpet, metal dash so that if it gets kind of dirty or the paint fades, you could paint it with a spray can. Reminds me of my 1965 Chevy pickup. What a good truck. Had a straight 6 in it. You couldn't wear those motors out, but no, they don't do that anymore. What time is it? 7. We kind of got off the trivia, but that's okay. I love it when people are everything's a migraine to work on. You're right, Schmo. It's I used to work on all kinds of engines, and I can do the basic maintenance stuff, but I just don't have all the specialty tools and know how to, everything's got a turbo on it now. And I mean, it's just got all kinds of stuff. The one piece of advice and I agree with is, dear God, if you want your vehicle to last, and it doesn't matter what vehicle you have, if you buy it new, make sure you change the oil the first time at 3,000 miles. I don't care what the dealer says or anyone else, change it at 3,000 miles, because at 3,000 miles, you have a lot of engine shavings in the oil, metal shavings. And it's been proven by scientists that if you want your car to last, when you buy a new one at 3,000 miles, change the oil and the filter. And every 5,000 miles after that, don't go over 5,000 miles. My piece of advice for autos, if you want them to last any length of time. And there's a guy on YouTube that does videos about oils and the break-in time of new engines. And if you're interested in that, I can't remember what his name is, but he has some good videos out there. New BMWs, the new... Ed likes buying cars. Really? So... The last truck I bought was back in 2019. I bought a Ford F-150. It's got the 2.7 6-banger in it, and I bought it. The one I had prior to that had a V8 in it, and I bought that truck for a couple reasons. One, the one I had 185,000 miles on it, and so it was time to move on. And two, in 2019, they went to the lighter body style, that 2.7. Just running around town, that truck gets about 20 miles to the gallon, and you don't have to do anything. And I've got as much on the highway. If you keep it at 65 to 70 miles an hour, and in Texas, that's really hard since all the major highways, the speed limit's 80. Animal 50, thanks for the follow, buddy. I appreciate it. I can get about 25 miles to the gallon, which for a full size super cab pickup, that's I think, good. Uh, Muhammad Dajo. Hey, thank you, Mama. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Let me see what Mako over here says. My ex was Audi TT, blew the fuse. Oh, man. German engineering, LMAO. I like that. You have to find the part, find the right tool. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. So, yeah, that's the last truck I bought. And, I don't know. A matter of fact, here's a story about that F-150. So it's got 50, so it's a 2019, and this just shows you I don't drive a ton of miles. That truck has 58,000 miles. So it's getting close to the 60,000 mile service. And that's when they do a lot of service then. Thanks, Dan. Well, I appreciate you. People like you is what makes the live, not me. But anyway, so I call I call 2 or 3 Ford dealers, and I ask a simple question. What do you do when you're doing a 60,000 mile service on your truck? I had to call 3 different Ford dealerships in the area, in Austin and outlying areas. And all 3 of them told me something different, and none of them followed what the manufacturer recommended, or at least what my owner's manual says needs to be done. They want to rotate your tires. They want to sell you air filters that you can purchase and change yourself for $20. They want to charge you $50 to $70 a filter, which I'm not going to pay. And so I wanted an itemized list. Hey, I want to know exactly. I want to make an appointment. I want to bring it to you. I want to know how long it's going to take you to do the service. I'll leave it. And I want to know exactly what you're going to service. And every dealership told me something different. Now, not that they didn't, there were a few things they did the same, but like one said, hey, we're going to flush your brake fluid. The other one says, no, we don't do that. We just check it. One says, we're going to change your transmission fluid and filter and service all that. The other one said, well, we don't really do that. We check it and see, if it needs it, we'll do a flush on it. So see, they're not doing the same thing. And then, well, we check all your joints and grease. That's vague. Really? You check all the joints on it and see if they need grease? You ever been under a new vehicle? They don't have grease fittings on most stuff anymore. It's sealed. So what are they really doing? And so I asked for an item. I said, I don't want the filters. I said, I don't want the tires balanced and rotated because I'm fixing to have to buy a brand new set of tires for it. And they'll do that when I buy the new tires. And they're wearing just fine. I said, I just want an itemized list of exactly what you're going to do. They couldn't give me one. Nobody, none of the 3. So I told them, all right, here's what I want. I want this, this, this. These are the 4 or 5 items I want done to my truck. And I want to know exactly how much that's going to be. And they couldn't give me that either. I don't know why you can't go to a dealership and say, I want you to do A, B, C, D, and tell me how much that's going to be. Strange. I'm still working on that, and I'll let you know what it comes up with because I haven't decided where I'm going to take it yet. But it's time for an oil change. I want the brake fluid change because I know at 60,000 miles you get some moisture in there, and you need to have that changed so you don't your brake system doesn't rust. I want the brakes checked and estimate on how many more miles do I think that I have left before I have to change the brake pads and stuff? Because the last time I asked that, they didn't inspect it. And then when I realized, hey, something's squirrely with the brakes here, they're starting to make a grinding sound. Well, then it's too late. So then you can't just buy pads. You got to buy a whole set of rotors. And so that adds additional cost. Whereas if you replace the pads before, you could probably have them turn, resurface, maybe maybe not. Maybe you shouldn't ever do that this day and time, because I've been told that rotors are not as made as well as they used to be. So we'll see. So yeah. But I'm still working on it. I'll find somebody that will give me an itemized list and only do what I want them to do. I just hadn't found that yet. Well, guys, it is 7:08. I have a meeting at 8 o'clock with my boss. I guess this is probably the last meeting I'm going to have with him. He's panicking. I'm kind of laughing. He called me at home last night at like 7 o'clock. And I was like, wow, why is the boss calling me at 7 o'clock? What's going on? And, you know, he has a new position as he was a senior manager. Now he's a VP, and he's getting probably a lot of stuff put on his plate. And he became the director of the entire new, they call it the service desk. It's at corporate level, and so he's getting inundated with a lot of requests that he just wasn't involved in over the last few years, and so he doesn't know what direction to go or how to get stuff done. And so he's panicking because we'll be in the office today, and then by 10:30 on Friday they are going to take all our badges and keys and show us the door. So he's trying to get me to do as much as he can before they kick us to the curb. Anyway, there you go. So that is Wednesday's show. Don't forget, we're going to come back on Monday, 6 a.m. Monday, starting Monday, 6 a.m., January the 5th. Everybody have a great New Year's Eve. I want you to be safe. Don't drink and drive. Dear God, don't drink and drive. And if you're out driving, man, pay attention, because, you know, a lot of times it's not how you drive, it's how the guy that's been drinking is driving. And I surely don't want to hear anybody losing their life or being in an accident out. So maybe stay home. What a unique concept. Anyway, stay safe, have fun, Happy New Year. Thank you to everybody. And I know everybody's not on the live, that a lot of people join, and maybe they couldn't join today, but thank you, everybody. It's been great, and we'll be back for 2026 and continue this. And I just can't tell you, thank you enough. Y'all have a good day, and I will see you in 2026, 6 a.m. Don't be late. Come see me.